Look, the Immortal is meant to be a tragic character, but I never liked how they made him out to be such a bigot.
What happened?
Oh, for the love of God! The Guardians are the best superheroes in the world! It's a privilege and an honor to work here! Yes, there's hardship. Yes, there's sacrifice. If you children don't like that, get out!
Given the past two Viltrumites that had terrorized Earth up until this point, he never should have allowed Cecil to torture Mark like that. Because he knows exactly what happens when you get on a Viltrumite's bad side, and Mark never did anything to make him feel this way. It's one thing to insult someone behind their back, it's a completely other thing to do it unprovoked. Leading up until this point, this was the last thing he said about Invincible.
I could have cost us that fight because I didn't trust Invincible. And then I almost started an interplanetary war with his one-eyed friend. I was already broken, Cecil.
I gotta admit, showing follow-through, it's not always been my talent, but it's something everyone has to have, especially when you're a superhero. There literally could have been an argument between Immortal and Cecil right after this scene. The beef between Immortal and Invincible was finished in Season 2. So Immortal could have said to Cecil, "Today you were this close to turning the whole Viltrum Empire against us." And then Cecil could have replied, "I know you've always come up short against Omni-Man, but lives are at stake. You don't get to be afraid." To which Immortal says, "Your team's lives are on the line too. About time you start thinking about that." Remember, this is a man who's lost every family he's ever known. Now this is the key argument to why people think he's so angry, but it shouldn't come at the cost of his own likability. He's the equivalent of this show's Wolverine. We want to get behind this guy, especially knowing the brutal future he's gonna have.
I've outlived everyone I've ever loved. Do you know what that does to a man? Century after century after century.
No, but...
Of course you don't. You were the lucky one. The gifted one. Your family could endure.
Season 2 did start it off pretty good with the Immortal being a rather rough around the edges leader that the Guardians were finding it hard to adjust to. Minus this one major thing that I would take out of his character.
Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
I don't mean any hate towards Duplicate. It's just the age gap here is too much. I don't know, I've never seen them as, well, people that would get on together. Plus it is very uncomfortable. And plus, I don't like how they nerfed her powers. I mean, we've seen what Multiball can do. So Kate shouldn't be such a punching bag. For the sake of my retelling, I'm just gonna have it be that she jokingly has a crush on him, but she never pursues it. It's too creepy. Plus it kinda gives her and the rest of the female Guardians of the Globe something to joke about anyway. Show some banter between them and that. Plus, I see it as an abuse of power, like a Predator would if the Immortal were to get with her. I don't know, man, it taints his image for me. I just don't like it. As much as he hates Omni-Man, he should at least have the decency to stay away from someone that young. But yeah, back to the story of Season 2. I'd have it be due to his lack of trust towards Omni-Man, he would be very pushy towards Invincible at first. He never trusts Mark, and they do butt heads to a very uncomfortable degree. That scene where Mark slams the table in front of Cecil saying he's not his dad, I'd have it be that Immortal's attitude that he shows to Mark, the very pissy attitude mind you, due to his hatred towards Omni-Man and his lack of trust towards Invincible, starts to bring out an anger in Mark. It bubbles up slowly, and as we can see from Steven Yeun, he is very much a crash-out king. Honest, Conquest and Anissa would probably be turned on if they saw all of that. But yeah, other than being a petty little hater and a jealous bitch towards Mark, the Immortal is also pushing the Guardians way too hard. I'd honestly have it be that the fights with Omni-Man, the betrayal from Omni-Man, has clouded his judgment so much that jealousy overcomes him. That and the fact that the fans always say that, the Immortal used to be the strongest guy before Omni-Man showed up. So now that Omni-Man and Invincible are here, he's starting to feel obsolete and almost redundant. So that jealousy is definitely making him overcompensate. Immortal and Cecil being the bitches.
Ongoing repeated fuck-ups of monumental proportions.
That's a little harsh, Cecil.
That was a nice way of saying it, Kate. Don't push me. You're slow, unprepared, undisciplined. Takedowns take too long and the public pays the price.
Hey! We put our necks on the line every single day.
Shut up, Rex. This isn't about you. Now, we've done an analysis of your last 15 engagements and narrowed it down to a failure of leadership.
Phew! Off the hook. Oh. Sorry.
I'm still adjusting to my new body.
And I'm instituting a change. The Immortal's now in charge. A couple thousand years of experience should turn things around.
Nice entrance! Whoa! Was he waiting for his cue? You were, weren't you? Like, just over there or something? Did you work it out in advance? I mean, it looked effortless, but I feel like a lot of preparation went into it.
It's also obvious the team needs more muscle. Meat, bulletproof.
Hey.
Amazing! Ho ho! It's just a whole afternoon of new friends. And what do you do? I mean, other than have the most obvious name ever. Bulletproof?
I do everything you wish you could. And that's rich coming from a guy called Rexplode. You think up that grade school shit yourself? Or did somebody help you with that?
I came up with it.
Yeah, I figured. Come on, man. I know you're tight. Be better.
I was trying to be better.
New training schedules are in your lockers. First session is in 30 minutes. Dismissed.
Also, did you guys notice what Kate did there? She stepped up for them. Granted, yes, it doesn't excuse the fact that they did put a lot of lives in danger, but they are still inexperienced. But the new Guardians were rushed into this war very quickly. In the span of a year, they've had the old Guardians, ones that they could have had as teachers, murdered before they even had the privilege to be guided by them. All for them to find out that the father of one of their friends was the psychopath that killed them. And now dealing with the fact that they are the first line of defense against this new war against a bunch of Superman-powered Nazis that are hell-bent on conquering the Earth and every other planet in the galaxy.
I'm on edge, baby. I ain't had my coffee fix.
Sensitive times.
But yeah, the stakes are rising, and the Guardians have never felt so outnumbered.
I'm done. Good training, man. Oh. People try and kill me every single day. Look, I don't need that shit at home. Somebody got me in the balls.
Maybe if you trained more and complained less, we could get back to saving lives.
We just stopped him from being that guy. And now we've got you? Fuck my life.
But no matter how much they plead, the Immortal keeps consistently pushing on, all because of the weight of that one bad day, among many others where he's lost every single person that he's ever loved, day after day, month after month, year after year, century after century. And you can have it be that the team's inexperience, along with failures in saving people, is the thing that makes him crash out the way he did in Season 3.
Oh, for the love of God! The Guardians are the best superheroes in the world! It's a privilege and an honor to work here! Yes, there's hardship! Yes, there's sacrifice! If you children don't like that, get out!
This scene does highlight one thing. When he says that the Guardians are the best superhero team in the world, it kind of shows how deep down he missed the family that Omni-Man took from him. But yeah, after this meltdown, nobody's willing for him to lead. They see him as a proud man not willing to listen to anyone. And the same way that Kate stood up for them before, you can literally tell him, you know, the fact that our powers were so similar, I thought you'd understand what I was going through. It's never easy dying constantly, is it? But I guess deep down you ain't here to talk. We all got to keep our concentration on the battlefield, huh? She isn't accepting the way Cecil and the Immortal are treating them. And since Cecil doesn't go rogue until next season, we can have Black Samson try to appeal to Cecil. Try to tell him, ease up on the Guardians, which can also appeal to the ending where Mark and Cecil start working together. He can literally go up to Cecil and tell him, you know, you've been acting a lot like Omni-Man more than you would like to admit. You're not making them stronger, you're making them want to be your enemies. People only get behind a leader that they enjoy being around. To which Cecil does try to listen to, as we then lead up to this scene between him and Immortal.
What are you talking about?
You and a long overdue vacation on the house.
No.
I wasn't asking.
How dare you?
Syke's concerned So am I. And since you refuse to see our specialist...
I don't need your pinheads poking around my brain!
Kate's death was difficult for everyone. But I need you
I said I'm fine!
Stop it. Get some help.
After this scene, we're going to make sure that Cecil stays on this plan. I don't want him disagreeing with him the next time Immortal comes to tell him I'm retiring. In the show's timeline, this is where Kate died, so that's why Immortal's like basically tweaking out. But my one has him fixated on the objective of saving lives no matter what. To continue pushing on, regardless of what it does to him or anyone else on his team. He's trying to get the best Guardians team possible, which ultimately is the downfall of him making any meaningful relationships with anyone on the new Guardians team. He's basically a lone wolf at this point. We're going to keep the scene where he staunches up to Alan the alien, the one where he gets up in his face and then basically gets overpowered. But we're going to put a new point of hopelessness for the Immortal. He's going to try to save a section of the city on his own, but fail miserably. The damage being basically a mere fraction of the damage at the end of Season 1 when Invincible fought Omni-Man. Immortal is seeing all the chaos unfold in front of him, knowing he does not have the power to stop it alone. And the Guardians, regardless of having a massive argument with him earlier, they come in. But it's not in time to save a couple lives that are lost in the rubble itself. Immortal does attend the funerals of the victims of the city leveling itself. And you can have this also be a concern point for Mark as well, as now, ever since his dad had basically destroyed a section of the city, leaving him guilty, he is trying to step up in any way that he can, but he feels as if he's failing. This is where they actually bond, right before the Sequid invasion, Immortal's final mission, basically. Because after seeing such devastating imagery, the same imagery Invincible saw at the end of Season 1, Episode 8, he doesn't feel like a hero anymore, especially due to the way he's treated everyone. It also brings more weight to what he said in the future as that Tyrant King, him outliving everyone that he's ever loved. As in his words, he, in that moment, in that city leveling, was the lucky one, the gifted one, the one that could endure, whereas the people he was trying to save, they never stood a chance. And it's in this battle he finally ignores his ego and welcomes teamwork from Mark, letting his guard down and trusting him, believing that Mark is not his father.
I'll do it!
How dare you!
Stop it! I'm stronger and faster than you, and you know it!
Don't fail.
Cover me!
Did you? We told you we were too powerful.
You're waking up.
Maybe there's some juice left in this thing? That's a big maybe.
This is the last time we'll see him in action for Season 2. As the mental toll of all the lives lost on that one time he screwed up, it's overwhelmed him to a point of no coming back. I'd have it be that he makes a speech before he leaves the team, but it's no wholesome scene. Everyone keeps telling this guy get a therapist. And truthfully, in this speech, he pours out everything. How he feels as if time is catching up to him. How he feels weak, like he's not built for this anymore. How his jealousy for Omni-Man did overcloud his judgment when it came down to leading the Guardians. And the weight of all the people that he's lost, how it's completely destroyed him. Sure, being a hero brought him joy at one point, but the sun sets on everyone, even an immortal life. This entire revelation of him leaving, him apologizing, it catches all the Guardians there off guard.
I did get to thinking about the people that I do know, did know, my brothers out there. They were family. Never really had that before, you know?
You miss them.
I shine bright.
I was the best version of myself out there in the service. Swift, silent, deadly. We all were. All of those things. We were a family, and we were fighting for something. We weren't afraid of shit. And now there's this something just on the edges of my mind, just like a dark shadow just waiting for me. The thing is, Doc, I deserve to feel the fear. I don't know why, but I know. You can never be ready. I deserve this. You can never be ready. You can never be ready for the end.
This leaves all the Guardians in shock. Or you could have it be that this is something that he just talks to Kate about. Not in a romantic way, but say after the Sequid invasion, she decides to congratulate him for making overall character progression by learning to trust Mark and accepting teamwork. And he lets her know that he's leaving. Or after he tells all the team that he's going, she comes up to check if he's okay. To which he probably just says something like, "I'll be fine. And the city will be better off since it's in good hands now." And you could just have it be that he walks off. With everyone staring at the man forever cursed to be alone, headed up to that one shack in the mountain, far, far away from everyone. Hell, even Rexplode is perplexed at this.
What is wrong with your skin? What is wrong? I'm sorry. What is wrong with your skin?
But she knows deep down in her heart, his solution is not more loneliness. She's not romantically pursuing him, but she offers to drive him to this shack that he has in the mountain. It's basically the equivalent of a friendly gesture from one teammate to another. And here is where they discuss their powers, since they basically bond over one thing, the fact that they keep dying. Be in Season 2, so my changes for Season 3 are minimal. First and foremost, Immortal catches wind of the thing that Cecil did, bringing villains into the Guardians, as well as making Mark face all of those Reanimen, and abusing him in front of all the Guardians. And he does not approve of this not one bit, due to the volatile repercussions that it could have. Especially after seeing Mark go berserk, it triggers PTSD flashbacks to Omni-Man killing the Guardians for him. So that argument I said at the beginning of the video between Cecil and Immortal, Immortal does say this one thing that Cecil never forgets. Today you were this close to turning the entire Viltrum Empire against Earth. Hell, you can even have a moment where Rexplode seeks him out on the mountain that he's living in, and he asks for advice on leading the Guardians after they leave Cecil after seeing what he did to Mark. And it's going to be a rare thing, because him and Rex are usually butting heads. I'd have that be during Season 2 where the Immortal was hella angry. But the interaction between them now, it's more welcoming, it's more somber, it's more relaxed. For the first time, they're not butting heads or throwing insults at each other. You can literally have it be that Rex apologizes for being so antagonistic towards him at the beginning of Season 2. And quite literally comes up to him, upfront and honest, saying if he has any tips on how to lead a team. To which Immortal does start to teach him a couple things. And he tells him he only ever wishes that every one of them had some form of invulnerability. Because the effect of losing someone, he knows it all too well, and he doesn't want them to suffer through it. To which Rex enthusiastically replies, "That's just the name of the game." To which he then opens up about his childhood, how his parents sold him to the government straight away, how basically being Rexplode is all he has, the only thing that's ever brought him joy, the only purpose behind his whole life after that point. And Immortal does admire Rex's resilience. In Rex, he sees a version of himself that kept going and actually did things the right way. Rex is almost a reminder of his glory days, pretty much. I wouldn't have Immortal back in the field. The thing that happened at the end of Season 2 where he failed to save those people, it's still haunting him to this day. But Rex does try to convince him, saying he knows he's a prehistoric fossil, but his bravery is a testament that he's not ready to go down yet, not without swinging. To which Immortal looks on smiling, saying how he told Duplicate before he left, the city was in good hands, and he sees in Rex, they're gonna be just fine, as long as they have people like him. He also catches wind of Mark threatening to kill Cecil, and he goes to Mark, he talks to him, and he tells him that he doesn't want him slipping up the way the Viltrumites do. The betrayal of Omni-Man, even though they never saw eye to eye, was too much for him, and the deaths of the Guardians, they still haunt him to this day. Hell, you can even have him advise Oliver and make sure he doesn't end up slipping up.
This one is what we call a sacrificial lamb. You want to rob me? You want to rob?
However, the Immortal doesn't stay in retirement for long, as the beginning of the Invincible War gives him no choice but to enter the battlefield yet again. And without hesitation, the moment he sees these Mark variants tearing things apart, that unstoppable force that had protected the world for centuries upon centuries had been reawoken again.
You're a pale imitation of Invincible, you monster!
And in this version of the story, he actually beat that Mark variant. All in all, I wish they wrote him out to be a more likable person. This guy has clearly gone through tragedies, but through those tragedies he's done a lot of good too. He might be rough around the edges, but he's a big softy on the inside, and he has brought one of the best stories in Invincible. Among many other tales to come, whatever's in store for this guy, I hope we all grow to love him in the future. And I hope he earns our love too.